Coming up on Mountain News at 6, one person is dead after a high-speed chase in Virginia. And with the summer season kicking into high gear, we hear from officials about what you need to know when it comes to hitting the water.
Temperatures today were in the upper 70s and low 80s, and the warming trend will continue as we go into the second half of the work week. Details on the First Alert forecast in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
One person is dead after a high-speed police chase in Virginia. Police say the call originated from Hazard and led to US 23 in Wise County. Deputies with the Wise County Sheriff's Office began their pursuit after the car crossed the Kentucky-Virginia line. Police say the car began going through opposing traffic, ending in a crash. Along with one person dead, 4 people, including the suspect, were taken to the hospital. Take a look at this footage of the chase.
2040 and close when you can give an update location.
Central, I tried to hit them, but they got away from me on the wrong side of the road. 63 and 61 in front of me now.
Charges are pending as police investigate. The suspect's name has not yet been released. A man convicted of assaulting police officers has been sentenced to 20 years behind bars. Brandon Oakley was arrested last September in Whitley County. Officers say he was fighting with a woman in a parking lot, and when they attempted to break up the altercation, Oakley turned on them. 2 officers were injured in the incident before Oakley was subdued. Oakley was convicted of multiple charges, including assault, terroristic threatening, and resisting arrest. A Clay County man is facing sexual abuse charges after a woman told police her daughter had been sexually abused. The incident reportedly happened yesterday at a hospital in Manchester. After police took statements from the woman, she told them that Johnny Johnson had took the minor to the store to get a vape. According to the citation, Johnson then took the minor somewhere where he attempted to sexually assault her. Johnson was taken to the Clay County Detention Center. 2 men with active warrants in Pulaski County are in jail. It happened when deputies with the Sheriff's Office received a call about a complaint of a suspicious person last Sunday. When deputies found James Mounts and Cooper David Decker, they found firearms, digital scales, and more than 51 grams of substance suspected to be meth inside the vehicle they had been in. Mounts and Decker were taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. And we have an update to a story we first brought to you yesterday at 6. Officials with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation say that the 5-year-old that had been reported missing has been found safe. An endangered child alert had been issued for October Cooper, but officials with the TBI announced late last night she was found safe. In Laurel County, police are asking for help in identifying a vehicle reportedly involved in a hit-and-run crash. Here's a picture of the vehicle. Officials with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office say that crash happened at the London Marketplace off Kentucky 192. If you have any information about where it may be, you are asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600.
Albeit warmer than yesterday, still not a bad day at all with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. 82 is where we should be for this time of year anyway, and that's kind of where we hovered throughout the afternoon, early evening hours. Outside right now over towards the WYMT studios, as well as Buffalo Mountain, Jenkins, Moorhead, Pikeville, and London Corbin, seeing a mixture of sun and clouds right now. Temperatures are in the 70s and 80s. We have a clean sweep on live pinpoint Doppler radar, and this is going to get a break as we go into the next several days. As high pressure is in control, it's going to push its way up towards the east. We'll get on the back end of this as we go into the second half of the work week and into the weekend, which is what's going to cause those temperatures to go in the 90s, some places as early as tomorrow. So the warming trend has begun. Triple digit heat indices are not out of the question as we go throughout the weekend, and there's a chance of precip as we go into next week, albeit a small chance a precip chance nonetheless, and we'll talk about that coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Olivia, over to you.
All right, Eric, thank you. And officials say animal shelters across Kentucky are in a state of emergency. The shelters have been overpopulated with dogs and cats. If the numbers do not decrease, soon the animals in the shelter will be added to a euthanization list. Officials with the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter say people in the community can help in the crisis by being proactive and getting their animals spayed and neutered. St. Clair Healthcare in Moorhead and University of Kentucky Healthcare are joining forces. Today, leaders from across Kentucky gathered at the Moorhead Conference Center to celebrate the partnership. Officials say the acquisition will exchange patient care and expand medical education. They say more than $300 million will be invested into the healthcare system during the next 5 years.
We have a high quality, high level of care here, and then you couple that with the school systems, K through 12 and post-secondary, it's just more likely that people are going to locate here and enjoy living here.
UK and St. Clair signed their acquisition agreement back on April 26th. They tell us final approval is expected in the coming weeks. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet are advising those on the road in Bell County to be ready for some traffic changes. A section of US 25E will be reduced to one lane going both ways tomorrow. The section receiving attention is from mile points 2.68 to 3.68. Officials say that is expected to last from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Officials say to use caution and expect delays. With hot temperatures on the way, more people are finding activities to do in the water. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us some things people can be aware of as they dive in.
Water safety can begin with putting the most important thing first, your life.
Even if you know how to swim and you think you're a great swimmer, have that life vest.
Not just the water, but heat is something to consider when planning outdoor activities.
Sunscreen, stay hydrated, even some snacks. You don't want to find yourself out on the water without anything to eat or anything like that.
Pools carry similar safety concerns, including running on wet ground and diving.
You can't do flips off the edge. You can't dive in the shallow end.
Rouse says cuts are common among pool-related injuries.
You know, getting out of the pool, a lot of kids don't want to use the ladders, so they push up and they'll scrape their arm or something.
Rouse also says the Perry County Pool has first aid equipment ready for incidents.
Other things like cuts from running or falling, we have a first aid kit with just about everything in there, and we'll heal the kids up.
The pool also includes signs with warnings for swimmers. In Hazard, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The Perry County Pool will also be a central location for the Perry County Fair, which starts tomorrow and will run through Saturday. The fair will include a sea lion exhibit this year.
All right, and if you do have plans this weekend, make sure you have the WYMT First Alert weather app downloaded or updated on your mobile device to receive the latest information, especially with this heat rolling in. I'll have the complete First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes.
And the Kentucky baseball team is getting ready for their run at the College World Series, but not before fans showed up to cheer them on earlier today.